And welcome to my YouTube. I'm ALANCOOK, the proud owner of the Medion. And the Medion is the older, more mature Mona Lisa that's here on the right. This is the younger Mona Lisa. She's a teenager. I'm going to show you that the image in the Mona Lisa, approximately right in this area right here, and in the Medion, which is right here, which is another sign in which I've received to follow through the grace of God, to take a look that I'm going to tell you one of his tricks. So I've blown them all up, and I'm going to show you how Leonardo da Vinci signed his name. Very, very unusual. He hides things in codes. But it took me 10 weeks, 10 hours to 12 hours a day to understand his gibberish. It looks like gibberish, okay? But you have to understand it. And this is the image, which is on the shoulder. If you see how the shoulder area is, and here's the bottom bar. Now, this here is an L for Leo, and then this twisted little E also gets a little bigger, and it's a backwards E. Then you see this circle here of being an O, and then Leo makes his ends a curve like a half moon. Okay, now I have to study this for a second. I know there's an A in here, but I remember that's not the A. It's the A for the other words in which he spells like Francisca, because here's an F and an R. But in here, he has this little A. He has this little A because he runs letters over the top. So you have your choice that he does. And also, if you take a look, he has a backwards little R. For whatever reason, he may be spelling I love you or some sort, and with all my heart or something. But so he's got the A right in here. You can see how he does the little zigzag, and he also does it upside down. You can see it through here by using the R. And then this is a big R, comes on down, goes over and goes up, and then he has this A in here, but this A is upright, but it's of a different for a different word that he piled on top. Then you can see the D. Here's the D right here. And then you can see the O in here. So you have L, E, O, dash, N. And then you can have your A in many different ways in here. And then you have your upside down R. And then also you even have a little R. Here's a little R. Then you have a big D. And you have a little d within, and then you have your O that's in this circle that's highlighted more bright. He also spells out Sali, S-A, or A this way, and then he has his L, big L right here, see, two big wide, and then he has A here again, and an I. So that gives you 3 highlighted letters in brightness of Sali, his lover, and also Melzi's in there, because if you take a look, you can see the F right here, and then you know he has the big R, okay, and then he has his A, and then he has his N that he shares, and it continues because you can see how it continues. Not only did that occur, his A in here in the D also comes across L for Leonardo Then he has his D that he has before the O, and the O, the D he uses for Da Vinci, and his A. And it continues on down even further, which I did not go yet, because this is the Mona Lisa. And out of the Mona Lisa, it looks like gibberish, I know. But if you see this person here, and you overlay the person over this person, and you follow it, they're only identical in 2 or 3 spots, because he buries it in colors. And what I mean is, it's if you follow, like, I have 600 YouTubes, you will find, like, if he uses paint by colors, this is like an upside down M, or a 3, and a 4, and a 1, and a 5. So if he puts his certain color chemicals over each one, he knows not to repeat it on the other painting, that it would only come up in whatever depth or different way that you have to try to bring it out in Fortune. I was fortunate to get these two to come out in somewhat decency to know that they're the same. Now I'm going to show you how they're the same. So when you overlay the person over the person, you still have the same L. You have an L that floats through here, and you have the person that eats up in here. And then this person in here is the twisted E. You can see the E this way and opposite, just like the other, opposite. And you can see the E aiming the other way. He's an addicted individual, like a needle in his arm, of repeating his works and copy. So now you have the E. I got to get lined up because this is very hard to do. I'm just winging this. Okay, and then you have the O. You see this O that's bleeding through, but you can see the outline in dots of the same O, and they have an inner one. So he's got an O and an O and an O and an O. So when you put this back up, you see the O, and then you're going to find the N, which is still going to be hard because he can do it so small, and he does it so twisted. So any one of those you can assume that's an N, but I'm trying to match it with the N. And you can see the upside down A easier with the blockage that we were looking for earlier, but when you put it back up, it's easier to spot. So here's an upside down A. Okay, and you can see the R bleeding through. Okay, but let's get back into here for the N. So you have the O, and then you would have to have the N. Here's the circle of the N in reverse, and here it is in white. Okay, and you would do it vice versa too, because he has it like this, like a smaller Leonardo. Oh my God, it's most likely another smaller Leonardo da Vinci signature, or SALI, which S-A-L-A-I. So he would share that again. So this layer that we're talking about, for you to understand, this layer is probably another 99 other different layers in different meanings that penetrate. So they go to pull this up off the wall at the Mona Lisa. They're not just going to shoot a picture and say, there's the read, like read the black and white picture, page. Impossible almost, unless you got extremely lucky, and they better go buy a lotto ticket. And they already got a lotto ticket because they got the Mona Lisa there. But I have, look at that line, lines up sweet, cuts on over. Okay, so we have the N, and then we have the A. See, here's the A. You can see the A in here. See, he does it in different colors. And again, you have the big R. So the R actually floats through here. You can see how he floated it up, upside down. See? And then you have this big D that floats through here, goes around. He also even moved it over here. So in other words, he did a D and a D and a D and a D. See, and then if you take a look over here, I guarantee these stars are here. Here's the perfect example. Dot, 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 D. Okay, that's Leo. But if you actually see this line that comes down, there's another line with another D right here. Leonardo da Vinci, that's why you can't read his works. Because it's like signing your name over the top of your name, over the top of your name 100 times, and you have to catch each layer. But it's even worse, because in each one of those, he changes it with the codes. The ABC 1, 2, 3, paint with colors, numbers, and it probably goes up to 100 in color codes for invisible layers. So what transparency he pulled here compared to the transparency he pulled here, so this may be 50% of the proper letters that are colors that are bleeding through. Look at this. This is a big face. I'm changing it. Here's an eye. Here's the nose. Here's the mouth. Here's part of the head. See, you have to try to blank his stuff. And then he has another face right here, side by side with this face. Sometimes you can take the larger item and look at it, and look at it. You can see a resemblance of some type of face trying to bleed through. Here's a face with a nose and a mouth. Okay, and you have a body here. So here's this person, here's the body. You put the body up. Sometimes it's easier to do larger. So I need to stretch this. Somehow it's doesn't want to receive it on that closeness. Oh, so I have to shorten this. This was supposed to be a short YouTube too, but it's almost impossible to try to describe Leonardo da Vinci's work on such a small YouTube. Look at, you see this cut iron lay in here, and it's kind of like a triangle and a cut piece. Watch. Exactly. There's the cut. There's the face. There's the face. Boom. This is the same. Now I'm going to show you what it is. And I forgot what I was about to say prior to that when I saw the face. My apology. It's easy to get sidetracked. Now if you look at the shoulder, and you can see. Now what's very, very unusual in this area, it's going to be for you to try to understand. Now remember, it's right here. What is very unusual is several things about this item. It's not just one. If you take a look at my man, not only is that the shoulder, it's also the same angle and cut of his shoe. So not only does he lie here, and his head comes across here, and you can see him in stars. You see the stars? Okay. If you put the stars together like you do at night, he floats in here with his face. Okay. And her whole body goes across. But it's going to get, you can see part of it, how he would be, and that means he's going to crisscross his arm down through here, and here's her face, eye. So, but it's hidden, extremely well hidden. Okay, so now we got this part to where I want to show you, and this is the shoulder, whoops, the shoulder area. Now, not only does that, I'm going to have to spend 2 days, that you can take the shoe, okay, not just the shoulder, watch. I could take not just the shoulder and fit it in there. You see how it fits perfect in the slot, the same angle cut, everything. And what's even kind of cool, if you really take a look at the piece here, you can even see the straight thick bar out of it. You can see part of the straight bar that is in my man, okay? And my man has the straight bar, and then you can see the blank curve. Now, what also is very, very cool, if you put the foot, if you see the foot curve here, you have to actually take this particular one, and I do believe you have to turn it at about a 15-degree turn for this area, and then that would end up, you lay the foot in there, and the foot fits absolutely perfect, and then you have to follow, see, I just have to go down a notch or two, and he fits perfect in that notch. Okay, what is very, very neat about it, see these highlights of these pieces? He has these things blowing through. You can see the cut. See the cut? So he's got these things micro hidden, kind of like fog, or going outside and taking a look at a cloud, and you see that cloud, and you go, oh, it's writing up there. Yeah, it is. God's really working it. But if you also see how the feet crisscross, let me slide this over a share, okay, and you can see how the feet crisscross when the shoe matches. So, you know, I really need you guys to subscribe. You see how the shoe fits in the hole? See, the fits in the hole? Okay, it actually needs to be blown up a little bit more, because here's the outline, and the shoe actually goes out further, but you can even see the curvature of that shoe, and then you can see the curvature of this shoe, and all you got to do is come up to micro size, and that's what's going to take me a couple days to show you that this image, let me zoom this down, is actually going to show up tilted. I have to take this, and it's going to go like this. I take this and I turn it something similar to that. I know, because the problem is I don't know how to lock it in. And then you take this image and you whoops, screwing up my, whoops, there we go. So I got that. Let me get that here. Oops. Okay, and then I reduce. I did it again. I need to change the pitch. I mean, change it to hand, or no, change it to large and small. And then when you take this, I'm so sorry folks, but when you take this and you reduce it and you overlay it, the shoes to fit, in that particular area, right in there, in that general area, that's where my man and woman's going to lay. And not always, because they go everywhere, don't get me wrong, but that is one of the main areas in which they are. They are in the flaming river, which this is also an upside down bear, and all kinds of things in which you need to learn. But let me just notch it down just a hair more, and when you put this up, that's where they're going to be. They're going to be, and she's tilted that way, looking at them. Of course, she looks at them everywhere, because look at those eyes. They're looking sideways. They're looking down. Her face. She's breathing on them. I've seen where mine was laying in her arms. I've seen the whole thing. I've seen the Mona. Mona's in mine. It goes endless. You got to see my YouTubes. If you love Leonardo da Vinci's work, if you turn around and love art, if you like tricks, if you like codes, if you like microscopic images, if you like the truth, there's nothing that I have done to try to deceive one soul, one individual, no one, for any reason. I bought $500,000 invested in this, and I never intended to make $1, and looks like I won't. You guys won't subscribe to help me out to even stay supported. I don't understand that, but you know what? I'll die a blessed man. Poor. Can't take it with me anyway. Hey, now with that all saying, don't forget, it doesn't hurt to hit the subscribe button. And God bless the whole world, the universe, and the heavens. And you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Stay safe inside. Wear a mask. Thanks.